guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a bit of a follow-up to the last video I posted, which was all about meal planning. And this is actually sort of my grocery haul for the meals that I've planned. As I mentioned in that video, I do meal planning for about 2 weeks at a time. So this is going to be what I make my meals out of, minus the things that I already have in stock. So there might be like 1 or 2 small things that I still need to pick up, but for the most part, this is the bulk of my groceries. So I just kind of wanted to show you what I've got, what I'm doing with it, as well as actually going over what my full meal plan is, so you can see kind of where this is all coming from. And the reason I'm doing this is because since I meal plan for such a long time, you have to consider things like fresh ingredients going bad versus using old ingredients, basically making up where your meals go. So that's kind of why I wanted to go through this, so that you can have a working idea of how you can use things to your best advantage if you as well want to start meal planning for a long period of time versus just every few days or every week. So that being said, let's get into it. The first thing I want to do is go over what my actual meal plan is. Now, I will be transparent and say that I do move this around depending on what I need to happen. So, for example, if one night we decide to eat out and I hadn't planned for us to eat out, I'll just kind of move everything forward a day. If for some reason it's easier to eat salads on one day and spaghetti on a different day than I had originally planned for, I'll just do that. But I do kind of plan the meals so that I am using my fresh ingredients first, etc., things like that. So first up is fish sticks and macaroni. I have a couple boxes of macaroni in my pantry that I just need to get rid of because I usually make my own macaroni from fresh, so I really just need to get those out of my pantry so that I can have that space to work with. Now, you don't see any fish sticks or anything here because actually I have pretty much everything that I need for that meal already in my pantry, which is awesome. But what I did need to restock on was some oil. This is the oil that I'll usually use for frying up things, and I'm going to be making some empanadas this week as well as the fish sticks, so I just needed to restock on this. But the nice thing is this 5 quarts of oil, this will last me a really long time, so that's kind of a pantry staple type item. And then the next thing that we're going to be doing is the beef empanadas. So I'm going to be making those from scratch. And so I've got some ground beef here that is going to go towards that, as well as go towards making another meal later in the week, which is actually the Arabic pasta. And so what I'm going to do with my meats is I will freeze them and then just pull them out a day to 2 days before I know I need to use them, give them plenty of time to thaw out in the fridge. But that's normally what I do. I'll buy all my meat at one time and then just freeze it and take it out in the portion sizes that I need. So also sort of towards the empanadas, I did buy bread flour. I have regular flour in stock, but my bread flour is getting low, and I know I'm gonna need this because one of my meals for the week is pizza, so I need that to make the pizza dough, and I'll need it for breads that I'll be making in the future as well. So again, this is kind of a pantry item, but you know, you need it when you run out of it. After our beef empanadas, we're doing our Arabic pasta, and that's going to be ground beef, some tomatoes in there, and some parsley, which I already have about half of a thing of parsley in my fridge, so that's where that will be going. And then after that, we're doing our pizza night, so pizza, and I've got pizza sauce over there, and already in my fridge I've got pepperoni, and then I've got some cheese here that I'll shred for those pizzas as well. And then we're doing al pastor tacos, chicken al pastor, and the only thing that the store was out of today was crushed pineapple, and that happens to be what I need for my al pastor seasoning, but I'll just pick those up at a different time. But I have some chipotles in adobo, and I bought 2 cans of them. I only need 1 for my marinade, but that's something that I'll tend to do when I'm shopping, is to go ahead and get 2 items. Like if I'm getting canned items or something, I'll just go ahead and grab 2, because I can keep that in my pantry for the next time that I'm making the same thing. So that's really easy. And then we're also doing some white chicken chili. Again, you're not going to see a lot on the table for that, because I have already got some chicken thighs in my freezer, so I'm looking to use those for the white chicken chili. I have a ton of beans that I keep stocked in my pantry. They're not actually white beans, so I guess it's not exactly going to be white chicken chili, but I have a ton of pinto beans, dried pinto beans, so it just makes more sense to use that than to go buy another can of beans when I've already got plenty of beans in the house. And then the last thing that we're going to be making is some alphabet soup. And this one is because I needed to use up things in my pantry, and I have a random bag of little shaped noodles that somebody gave me, and I'm like, when am I ever going to use these? And I thought, I'm going to make alphabet soup. So the alphabet soup is actually what this little bison tenderloin is for. This guy's only 8 ounces, so he's pretty small, but I really didn't want a whole lot of meat for that, so it'll be enough for what I need it to be for. So the other things on the table, this is actually our jalapenos. They're going to go in our white chicken chili as well. Not as many as these. What I'm going to do is probably go ahead and cut these up, or I might leave them whole. I don't know, but I'll freeze what I don't need of these, and those will just go in the freezer, and then the next time I need jalapenos, I'll have them. I've got some shelled edamame here, and it's frozen, not fresh, so it doesn't matter when I use it particularly. But something else that I'm trying to get rid of out of my pantry is some soba noodles that I have. So I'm gonna make a cold soba salad, and I wanted some edamame for that. So that is going to be one of my lunches for the week. And then I also have these frozen dark sweet cherries, and that is going to go into my cherry chocolate chip cake. So I had mentioned in the last video that one of the things I like to do is plan a couple desserts as well. And currently the desserts that I have planned are pretty much using things that I have in my pantry, but I really want to try this cherry chip cake, and so that's where these are coming in at. And then also, let's see here, my limes. So when we have the chicken al pastor tacos, I want to have a Brazilian limeade. So I questioned whether or not I should actually get these and actually do the limeade, because I was like, well, that's not until a little bit later in my 2-week plan. But fun fact, you can actually throw limes into your freezer completely whole and then just use them the way you normally would use them anyway. So that's what I'm going to test out with these guys. I'm going to try throwing them in the freezer whole and pull them out the day before I want to make my Brazilian limeade, and see if that works out well for me. And then we've got a couple odds and ends items here. Soy milk. I do normally get regular milk, but I'm gonna be making some chia pudding for some snacks for myself. And I really like soy milk with my chia pudding, so that's what that's for. Cat food, because I've got cats, if you didn't notice. And then I've got these naked smoothies for Nathan. He loves to take these to work, and they also make a good quick snack. Those yogurts there also for Nathan. I've got some Epic chicken meat bars, which I really love. Epic's chicken bars, they're really, really good. And then here I've got some ground turkey. This is a 2.5 pound thing of ground turkey. It's a lot of ground turkey. It's more than I actually needed, but I bought it big like this because I need ground turkey for one of our lunch meals. I'm gonna be making Nathan like a shepherd's pie, but it's gonna be with a ground turkey base and with mashed sweet potatoes on top instead of mashed potatoes. And I really only need about half of this for that recipe, but I'm gonna go ahead and just cut this in half and freeze what I don't need of it because I can make use of it later. So that is also sort of a money saving tip. A lot of times if you buy a bigger package of something, and of course you have to look at the breakdown of how much like per ounce it is, etc. But I looked at my store for like a 16-ounce pack of the ground turkey, which is what I actually need and am going to use, and all of them were more expensive than paying half of this. So it was like $6.49 and this was $10. And so if I use this twice, then I'm technically paying $5 a pound, a little bit less than that. So that's something that I tend to do too. Just like the getting 2 cans of something at the store, I like to utilize my pantry and my freezer and just get a little bit more than I need. That way, if I all of a sudden need a meal out of thin air, I know, hey, I've got that ground turkey, I can make some chili, or like I know I have some pork chops in my freezer right now, I can thaw those really quickly and make pork chops. So I kind of like to operate that way. I know that's not everyone's preferred method, and that's perfectly fine. You'll always have to do whatever works for you, but that's the way that I kind of like to do it. So as far as things that I'm missing here, like I said, there's still a few things that I need to get. Because the store was out of the crushed pineapple, I have to get the crushed pineapple for my chicken al pastor. But the nice thing is that meal's not going to be for a little bit yet, so I can just stop in a store real quick and grab that. And I still need eggs, and there's a couple snack items that we still need. But this is basically what 2 weeks of meal planning looks like, and I know it's crazy. Like, even though it's kind of filling up my table, it's kind of crazy to look at these things and be like, oh, you're gonna get 2 weeks of meals out of that. But it also is what's in my pantry already as well. Like, I already have pasta in my pantry, I already have beans in my pantry, so I really just needed to go through and get the stuff that needs to go with it. This is how I do it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.